Just a real brief update, y'all. I just got done talking to a gentleman who he's a professional motocross motorbike racer, and he also hauls heavy equipment, and I've been talking to him. He's been up here working in affected areas yesterday, just like some really severe, significant things going on. Poplar, North Carolina, and Beulah, North Carolina is where he's been. They were hauling, I think he said he made 7 trips on his quad or side-by-side, whatever you want to call it. He made 7 trips from the drop point out into communities yesterday. There were some areas, 2 areas that they went to, that even it was so tight and there was so much devastation and so much debris that even his quad side-by-sides could not go. He was going with some doctors. They were led by Altar Church out of Elizabethton, and they were there was a doctor and a physician's assistant on motorcycles. Was the only way they could get to these people. Would have been on either horse or motorcycle or walking. They couldn't, it was so tight they couldn't even get razors in there, y'all. But they delivered, I think he said 1,800 insulin pens, like some sort of just different equipment, like oxygen stuff. They delivered a bunch of medical equipment yesterday, a bunch of food, a bunch of water to Poplar and Beulah, North Carolina. However, on the heavy side, he did see, or there was 10 unfortunate Appalachians who they did have to remove out of debris yesterday. So that's just a brief update for today, and I'll tell you more later. So yeah, so just very unfortunate, all the devastation and destruction. He told me, my new friend Matt was telling me that that it's definitely, he's never ever seen anything like it in his whole entire life. It was definitely, it just looked like a war zone. It was just complete, utter, just, he said it's not, there's not even words. Like he said that you cannot put into words how bad it is, how miserable, how desperate. He took water to people yesterday who hadn't had water in 3 days. And just hung on, but they hadn't had water. So, y'all, one thing that just keeps on coming to my mind of what we have to think about with all this is, how prepared are we really? Like, how much water do you have on hand? How much water have these people gone through? Like, yes, a lot of these people, a huge population of the people who are living in the middle of nowhere, they choose to do that because they're like-minded like us. They know what's coming down the pike, and they're getting out of the way. And I hope and I pray that they have enough water and food, because I know that there's people that we'll not get to for months, if ever. These people are just completely cut off right now, and wow, it's just, I don't know, it's just so hard to wrap your head around the absolute scope of what has happened here. And I'm not sure that Appalachia is ever going to fully recover. I'm not surprised by that, because I know the Bible. Sad, yes. Just because all these places that we've known our whole life. These, everything's completely changed. But most importantly, sad because there's so many people who aren't here anymore. And the more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm looking into it, the more I'm convinced that it definitely is weather warfare. It's warfare. We are in a war. Our government has clandestinely declared war against us, especially Appalachian.